Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Non-League Nutter and Natter. It's been a while, as we said, purely for the reason nothing's happening.
That's it. We've had our summer
Well,
off, and it's time to get back to football.
yeah, nothing happened. So there's still not a lot happened. It's all about to happen. um, so yeah, I haven't had any pre-season games yet. Andrew, you've been to a couple.
I've been to a couple. I haven't
Yeah.
put together full match reports on it, so I'll just give a brief overview of those. So
Yeah.
this season, I've decided to become a season ticket holder at Hitchin Town. So I've been to their first two pre-season friendlies because they're included in the price. So on Saturday, they played Rushton and Diamonds, who are in Step 4, so a division below Hitchin. Very good game. Hitchin dominated for probably 85 of the 90 minutes, but got caught on one really fast break from Rushton, in which they scored. Finished 1-0 to Rushton.
Hmm.
It was a good display from Hitchin all round. They held the ball well, they worked the ball well. They had lots of ideas. It looked promising.
Yeah.
But they've just got unlucky with that one break. And then on Monday, back up to top field in Hitchin, and they were playing Barnet this time, National League. Barnet finished. Did they finish second in the National League last year? They were finished
Yeah, I
very
think they've
high up.
been second or third.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So this was a real test, this one for Hitchin. And again, they put on a very good display. This time it was not so much of the attacking thing, but defensively. For the first 35 minutes, they were very, very good.
Mhm.
Then there was a shot on goal. It hit a divot just in front of the keeper and went just slightly to his left. It looked from behind like it went through his hands. I don't think it did. I think it did hit a divot and go in. But then that was followed up quickly by two more Barnet goals very, very quickly. 3-0 up, and then right on half time, school mode, half time, right on half time, Hitchin put a cross into the far post and it was blasted into the roof of the net. It was a really good, strong goal. So we earned it at half time, 3-1 down. The second half, Hitchin got it together again in defence, defended very well throughout the time, looked dangerous on the attack. The few times they did get an attack, and the game finished 3-1. Again, despite the result and despite that 10-minute spell in the first half where it all went to pot, it was a very, very promising display. They go away to Histon tomorrow for another friendly. Then on Tuesday night, they're at home against a Luton Town 11 on Tuesday. So that'll be an interesting one as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
yeah, so
definitely.
that's all the football I've seen in the last 2 months. But it's good to be back at it.
Yeah, and becoming thick and fast soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as I say, I haven't really. Well, I haven't seen any football since would have been non-league finals.
Normally fine to say, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I haven't seen any football. Tividales had a training game a couple of weeks ago. Squad was split into three smaller sides and they played against each other. Two players I recognised. The rest all completely new. But yeah, difficult to tell because obviously they're playing against each other and it wasn't full-sided. You kind of get a full kind of perspective of how things are going.
Yeah.
Would be good to see Jamie Hunt back down in a, well, I'll say Tividales shirt. He wasn't wearing a Tividales shirt, but back down with a Tividales squad. Play very high level when he was younger. He played for Villa and I want to say Warsaw, but I think it was just Villa. And maybe West Brom. But yeah, you can tell. Completely dominated the whole session.
All right.
Yeah, scored a half volley from the edge of the box straight into the top corner, and he scored from inside his own half as well.
All right, showing off a bit then.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, but that's all I've seen, like in terms of football.
So, what happens next? What happens for you going forward from here?
So, in terms of me personally or Tividale,
As in terms of what you're doing with football-wise in the next coming year?
so obviously still heavily involved with Tividale, both the first team and now the ladies team. Took on the secretary role in that, so that's keeping me very occupied at the moment. Paperwork heavy.
Okay, so when they get kicked out of competitions for ineligible players, it's your fault this season, then, is it?
I know the ladies.
Only the ladies, that's all right then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Only with the ladies team. So yeah, if the ladies get done for anything like that, yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, the first team side of it still very much sits mainly with Leon. We have had a merger with Starz Academy, which is basically youth football. I think they do have one men's team, but it's mainly youth football. From ages, I want to say 5 or 6, all the way up to under 18s. Currently, I think there's about 40 teams under the Starz banner. So it's headed up by former Tividale captain Richard Taylor. So obviously that ties the two together through himself.
Yeah.
But it works out well for both of us. Because as we discussed a lot last year, finances at Step 5 nowadays are ridiculous. And it doesn't help when players are demanding for the level astronomical wages. So in the long run, if we've got this pathway and link with Starz, we can kind of nurture the talent and prepare them and hopefully bring them through to the first team.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know, this isn't the official word from the club, but my personal opinion is we'd be very happy to be kind of a platform, like a springboard for people.
Yeah.
Rather than be up there fighting for league titles and promotion every season, we'd be quite happy mid-table, pushing for playoffs, that kind of thing.
A pathway to develop players for better things, so as a sort of like stepping stone for their careers.
Yeah, and where they can go on to bigger and better things. So yeah, that's the big news is the merger, I suppose. Then the next biggest news, obviously on the last podcast, I think I mentioned that Stuart Howard stepped down as manager.
Yeah.
I think I did. I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, yeah, Stuart Howard stepped down as manager at the end of the season. And we have now appointed Philip Ran or Phil Ran. I don't know if he goes by Philip or Phil. So apologies for whichever one you don't like. If you prefer Phil, it's Phil. Personally, I wasn't involved in any decision making. I'm not that high level, but I don't know much about him. I know he's been involved with Gorn in the past. I think he was a manager before Dave King. That's pretty much all I know about him, in all honesty.
Right.
He's had to bring in his own backroom staff. So all of our staff left at the end of last season, other than the physio. The physio stayed on.
Yeah.
And we've also had to appoint a new youth team manager, which is, I want to say, Jono Millenchip or Millenchamp. He's young himself. Funnily enough, plays for Wolverhampton Casuals. But he's our youth team manager, so that's a little bit of a conflict of interest. But we'll see how that works out. I don't think it'll be long before we're in his ear saying, "What are you doing playing for them? If you're managing our youth team, why don't you just play for Tividale?"
Yeah, that works. Get him in.
Yeah. The reason we've had to put in the youth team manager is Jamie Oliver, the youth team manager and assistant manager / coach from last year, has also moved on and has taken last year's under 18s onto Gornal as well.
Right.
So current Cornwall is looking a lot like ex-Tividale. Where Wayne Shakespeare, the goalkeeper coach for the last 3 years, has also gone to Cornwall as well. And I've announced a raft of signings last week, and there was Lewis Connor, our keeper from last year, Joe Burrows, our centre half from last year, and Brad Welding, who's a left back from a couple of years ago. So it's just Cornwall's turning into a who's who of Tividale at the minute. But yeah, again, not going to knock any of the players. Money that Cornwall have got, they can probably offer a lot more than what we can. Yes, it's a step lower, but Cornwall have got plans to go as high as they can. People want. Some people are coming towards the end of the careers as well. So more so Lewis and more so Lewis. Although he's only 31, that's young for a keeper.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's pretty much the major.
So in terms of Midland Premier Division, still 18 teams this season?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Still 18. Let me see if I can get up who the new boys are. There's 3 new teams to replace the 3 that have gone, being the 3 that went: Congleton, Darlaston, and Bewdley. Obviously,
so you've got
first 2
OJ and Black Country then they're in, aren't they?
Yes, they won the playoffs of Division 1. Brockton.
Yeah.
Brockton as well. They won the league. I think it was the United Counties, Division 1.
Right.
It definitely wasn't Midland. I don't think it was Midland League. No, it wasn't.
Right.
And then we've also had 1874 Norwich, who were relegated from one of the Northern Premier League divisions.
Yeah.
So we've now got both Norwich teams in the league. So yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Just having a look, because I think they've updated the league table just to show everybody on 0. So I think those are the only 3 new teams. Yeah, they are. Yeah, still 18. So fortunately for us, 4 less games than realistically we should be having in the league season. But then again, if we have the weather like we did last year, it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But that
okay. Well, so in terms of Hitchin and Southern League Central, Premier Central, we've got 22 teams in there. Hitchin actually got a reprieve. They did get relegated last season, and came straight back up due to Colville going out of business, and Hitchin got the reprieve back into the division.
Yeah.
And the fans, or at least the youth fans, are already singing a song that involves the words "We went down and straight back up." So, so I can't remember the rest of the words to it, but it's good. It's good. They've got so we went down and straight back up, and so that's nice. But we got some interesting teams in this thing because Biggleswade Town won the division below. Bedford Town went up through the playoffs, so they're 2 very local teams to Hitchin, obviously. In that sort of area. So 2 new very local teams in there. And also came down, Bishop Stortford came down from the National League North into there as well.
Okay.
Now, I don't think they've been in this division before because they've mostly been in the Isthmian Premier when they've been at this level before. So they've actually come into Southern League Central. So that'll be interesting because they're quite a large team for this level. So yeah, could be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot of bigger teams getting further and further down the pyramid in there.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
I don't know whether it's the gap is getting closer between the teams in the levels below, or if it's just again showing how financially straining non-league football is on teams.
I think what teams are finding, if they go up into National League North or South or the National League top, they're finding the finances are very, very difficult. You've got a lot of, if not full-time, might just as well be full-time teams in those divisions. And it is, if you're not going to go full-time and put the money in it, it's going to be very, very hard to compete. I mean, Bishop Stortford went up last season and struggled in the North and came straight back down. Oxford City went up as well into National League South last season, came straight back down this time round because they couldn't compete. Actually, no, they went up into the National League proper and came back down, and they're stuck in the National League North for this season. So again, teams they go up, but they just cannot sustain it unless they've got a hell of a lot of money in the bank. Talking of
Yeah.
which, Maidenhead United, did you see them in the news?
Who was that? Sorry.
Maidenhead United, £4
No.
million windfall.
Oh yes, from
They
the Max Kilman
they
sale.
sold a player to Wolverhampton, or Kimpton, I
Yeah.
think his name is, something like that. And they managed to put in a 20% sell-on clause into the contract,
Yeah.
into the sale.
Yeah.
Well, they've just sold into West Ham for a large amount of money,
Mhm.
about 40 million in total. So Maidenhead negotiated it and said, yeah, all right, we'll take 10%. That's fine. £4 million sets them up for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So
But yeah, that's good to see. But unfortunately, that's the only way Premier League money seems to be trickling down to non-league.
yeah, it's not coming through how it really should do. Really, I mean, like we've talked about
Yeah.
money in the past. There's so many easy ideas to take a very, very small percentage of the money that's at the top, and it would make a huge difference at the bottom. So,
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
so
Like I say,
I
it's
mean, most step 5, step 6 clubs, you could ask a Premier League player for 1 week's wages, and it'd probably cover a club for a season.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, 25, 30 grand for a season would
mm,
cover us just
yeah,
about. Probably would
yeah.
cover
And
us,
you
and
think
that's
most decent Premier League players are upwards of 100 grand a week, and yeah,
yeah,
like I say, that would make just 1 week's salary. Yeah, just 1 week, please. Chuck it down there.
yeah.
Give it,
Just a week. That'll set us up for the next 2.5,
give
3
it to a
years.
random team like East Cowes Victoria or Folland Sports or Newark Town and make their year. So
Yeah, yeah,
there are some players out there that, when they're stepping down, are actually considering picking up a non-league club and backing a non-league club. There was somebody else in the news recently who's recently retired, and I can't remember who, has bought up a club, and I can't remember who it is.
yeah. No, I haven't seen that one. But yeah, there is.
No,
Like I said, yeah,
but we know about AFC Croydon got picked up, didn't
yeah,
they? The guys from Crystal Palace.
yeah.
So
It's Zaha and what's face in it.
yeah, yeah.
The singer, the rapper, what? For the hell's his name?
Stormzy.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah, so that's good to see. That obviously professional players are looking to give back. Um,
yeah, there are some good ones out there that are looking to give back to the grassroots level. And when
yeah,
you
definitely.
think about it, it's a good idea. I mean, it's been in the news since Wednesday is Ollie Watkins 10 years ago playing for Western Supermare.
Western. Yeah,
So there's a perfect example of non-leaguers given to them in their careers. So give
yeah,
back.
yeah. Same with keep going on about Jude Bellingham being at Stourbridge.
Yeah,
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 no, definitely. Yeah, like I say, it's something we've gone on about before and something we could talk about till the end of time. But yeah, I think
yeah,
it actually now be interesting now the election's done. With Keir Starmer because he's big on promoting non-league football.
yeah.
So
Yes, because
um,
he's supposedly putting that high up, isn't he, in priorities? But we'll
yeah,
see.
because I can't remember. I did cover it on here before when he was. It was before the election was announced actually. But
Hmm.
he'd been to a club. It might have been Russian and Diamonds actually. And he was talking about when he because he played for a club in North London when he was
Right.
younger. There's loads of pictures of him playing football still in the news now. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Because like I say, I know they brought in this government regulatory body, but it only goes down as far as the National League, which, like I say, it doesn't. That's not really where the issue is.
No.
It, it's below that. You'll find most of the issues at National League level, like I say, are clubs that are part time trying to compete with full time teams, or the teams that have been relegated from the Football League and they're struggling to survive without the money that trickles down from the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does something.
Absolutely.
We know what politicians are like.
That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've.
No, this is just a real sort of short intro into the new season, really, isn't it? And
Yeah.
there's not going to be an awful lot of news yet. I mean, we've got the FA Cup extra preliminary round fixtures are out now, aren't they? They were done last week. So
Yes.
that, yeah, the extra
Yeah.
preliminary round of the FA Cup. So
Yeah.
fixtures
Extra
for that
preliminary.
are out.
Preliminary was
So
drawn, weren't it? Yeah. Trying to think. I can't remember. We got Brockton away.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I can tick a new ground off first week of the season.
yeah, that's
Well, I
good
could,
then.
but I got a wedding, so I'm not there.
Dear.
Yeah.
Let's just going to look something up. I can't remember what I was looking up. Yeah, now I can't remember what I was looking at.
No, that's fair enough.
Just trying to work. I can't decide where to start my FA Cup journey this year because a lot of the teams around my problem with last year, the FA Vars and the FA Cup was as soon as you get close to London, and I'm only
Yeah.
half an hour out of London, is if teams get drawn against teams inside the M25, I've got an old wreck of a car that you have to pay the ULEZ charge for, £12.50
Yeah.
a time. Makes it
Yeah.
annoying, so I need to find a team that's far enough out of London that while they're playing the regional steps, aren't likely to get drawn against a London club. So I
About
need to go
market.
north a bit. Yeah, I need to go north. That's what I need. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Do Market Harbour enter the FA Cup?
I don't know whether they're that low down, are they?
I don't know.
Where are they?
I know they're on the train line now to Leicester.
They are, yeah, but I don't know how far down the pyramid they are.
I've not got a clue.
Market Harbour. Uh, Hold on, I know how to do this. Control F. Market Harbour. Okay, I think they're known as Harbour Town, aren't they?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's why within the workbook. There we go. Right, there's step 3 by the look of it.
It might be.
Okay, so they won't be in it yet. Then no, Harbour Town. I found them. They're right above Hitchin in the alphabetical list for that division. So they're in the same division as Hitchin. So I need to go lower down than that. Maybe one of the Wellingborough.
I'm gonna say yeah, one
That
of the
might
Wellingborough.
work. One of the Wellingborough is far enough out and not too far away. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll go there.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Yes, yes. Who's going to win the National League this time and go up into the league?
I think Barney got a good shout.
I was just going to say after last season finishing second, I reckon they'll have another go at it this year.
Yeah. Who came
So
down
yeah,
this year? Forest Green come down, didn't they?
who came down? Who came down? Rochdale were down before. Boston, Braintree, Dagenham. It was Forest Green Rovers and Sutton came back down, didn't they?
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't
So,
think either of those will go straight back up.
no, nor me. I
I
think they'll be in there.
reckon we're looking at Barnet, possibly Halifax.
Weren't they the two that finished that were fighting for first last year as well with Chesterfield?
I don't know, possibly. But
Yeah.
Gateshead are always up in the mix as well. But until they get their ground sorted out, they ain't going to get to go up. So it's a bit of a bugger.
See if they can defend their trophy crown.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
that. Mm.
Yeah.
See, we're getting the NFA Vars this year. It's always a good run, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the draws have been done for those as well, but I haven't taken too much notice of them yet.
No, I
Purely
haven't
because,
looked yet because they don't kick off straight away. So
yeah, and purely for me because Tividales won't be in it until the first round proper this year because of how far they got last year. So don't even know because the last couple of years we've gone into the second qualifying round, so I've kind of looked at who we're getting, but we don't even know that this year.
fair enough, Ski. Right.
Yeah.
So, not an awful
Yeah.
lot to talk about, like you say, tonight. Just set up the season. Are we going weekly with this, or
I
attempting to?
think.
Or
Yeah, I think once the season kicks off, so once
so we'll give
obviously,
it a couple of weeks, and we'll come back right on the eve of the season then.
yeah. So like last week, July, first week of August, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because I think
yeah,
the 3rd of August, isn't it, the FA Cup?
yes, that's the third. Yeah, that's the Saturday. So maybe the Friday night and the second.
Yeah. So like I say, at some point in that week, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I was trying to think, and then depends. I think it depends because at this time of year you can kind of get some weeks where you've got a couple of games and then some weeks where you've only got one. So just I think we'll just see how the season
Well,
goes.
we'll look at it. We'll work out how we're doing. We'll work out a schedule. It might be weekly. It might be fortnightly. But certainly the next episode will be that last week of July, beginning first week of August for now. And
Yeah,
at that point, we might have an idea what sort of scheduling we're going to put together for the rest of the season.
yeah, and we can obviously round up our pre-seasons.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Tividales involved
Mm.
in a pre-season tournament tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how this works because we've not done it before, and it's not been done before in well, it might have been done before in this area, but um, Darlaston Town are hosting ourselves, Studley, and Tipton Town.
All right.
Kicks off at 12 or 12:30,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody plays each other once.
Yeah.
I think it's 30-minute games.
Uh-huh.
30-minute games, yeah, 30-minute or 35-minute games,
Yeah.
and then first plays fourth in the semi-final, and second plays third in the semi-final, and then obviously,
A final. Yeah.
yeah,
That
I
sounds
think I think
interesting.
I think there's a third and fourth place playoff as well. So I think every team is guaranteed to play at least 4 games. Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm working in the morning until 12:30. So
Oh, well, we'll just have to get over there after that then.
yeah, I'll see how work goes. Because hopefully I can get there for finish at 12 before I get there, which isn't difficult. It's not difficult, but it's not easy. um,
Mhm.
hopefully I can get there for 2 o'clock, which is Tividales' third and final group game.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then get there for the semi-final, then the final. Hopefully, we'll see.
Excellent. Yeah. Cool.
Actually, I think Misses are going to IKEA tomorrow, so I might say, hang off a minute, wait until I finish. If I'm
Give
in
me a
Wednesday,
lift.
I want to
Yeah. Cool.
that's the
Right.
plan. And then
Cool.
Tuesday we're playing Cradley Town as well.
Hmm.
That's at a
Excellent.
neutral venue, so that'll be interesting. I will definitely go to that one because it's literally 5 minutes from my house. We're playing at Leeds High School, so
Excellent.
yeah,
Oh, that's good then. Yeah. No, I'll go to Histon tomorrow to watch Hitchin. On Tuesday, I'll watch him against Luton.
yeah.
I knew that fixture was going to be in place on that date, so I planned my work diary to be away Wednesday, Thursday this week rather than Tuesday, Wednesday. So I could definitely make the Luton game. So
Yeah, no,
yes.
that'll be fun. Don't know where
Apparently
Luton
this
is really.
we play Luton every year for a free season friendly, and I think we're playing the Arsenal under 18s again. So we've
Oh,
done that a few years in the past as well. So
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know when
it
that
makes
is.
sense. It's the Luton game. I'm
But
surprised I don't
I
think
mean,
it's as well.
there was over 400 people there on Monday night against Barnet, so it's not a bad crowd for a pre-season friendly. So.
Oh no, definitely not. Hitchin generally get good grades anyway, don't they?
Yeah, they average 400 to 600 most games anyway, so it's not bad
Yeah,
going.
no.
Okay.
Next week as well, I'm being a bit of a traitor. So I've been invited onto the Premier non-league podcast, along
Oh,
with
excellent.
another couple of people at Tividal to speak about the merger with Stars Academy and Tividal and explain
Uh-huh.
all that. So
Excellent. I might have
probably a
to
bit more.
listen to that one then. So
Yeah, I don't know when that'll be out. They haven't said to the city, can you record next week?
yeah.
Um,
Mm.
so yeah, we've got that coming up as well. So yeah,
Excellent. Good. Busy couple of
all
weeks
right.
then, and then we'll reconvene. and push the season forward.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I think that's it for tonight, then, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it's time to press that stop button and publish.
Aye.
See you
Well,
next time.
see if it works.
Yeah.
See you next time.